My name is Specialist Emmanuel. Tune into my episode of the Mashup where we talk about the transition from National Guard to active duty.
Hi guys, welcome to the Mashup. I'm your host, Sergeant Thomas, and today we have
Specialist Emmanuel.
and Specialist Emmanuel. How long have you been in the Army?
National Guard side, 5 years. Active duty side, 2 months. Good 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
So you've been National Guard for 5 years.
Yeah.
What made you decide to transition to active after all that time?
I thought I was going to be somewhere different in life, and I wasn't. So that was like my Army was like the fallback.
Okay.
So
what was plan A?
Go to college.
Okay. What stopped college?
School's not for everybody. I'm not really much of a college girl. I did end up going to a trade school and picked up a trade, but that still wasn't.
It wasn't for you?
Yeah, it wasn't for me. It wasn't enough.
So how did you end up at a recruiter's office?
One day, I just woke up and I said, I'm going to join the Army. Because you know how, like, sometimes you just tell yourself, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Then one day you just wake up and you go and do it. One day I just woke up and I went and did it. And
did anybody, like, say, hey, maybe you should join the Army? Or did you talk to a recruiter before that? Anything in school? Or it was just on your mind?
Well, I wanted to go to college. So, that was like a thing. Well, the Army pays for your school. So why not join the Army? So that was like a thing for me. I really did want to go to school at a point in time. But when life happened, it happened. And I didn't want to go to school no more. Like, yeah.
So when you went and spoke to that recruiter, what made you decide National Guard over active duty the first time?
Because I wanted to come home. I didn't want to be like gone forever. Technically, that's kind of like forever. Like once you get out of like basic training and AIT, you go to your duty station. I didn't want that. I wanted to go home to my duty bed. I didn't want
my duty bed is crazy.
I didn't want to go to no duty station. Yeah, I didn't want to go to no duty station.
Okay.
I wasn't ready. I felt like I was still a child and I just wasn't ready to leave. I wasn't ready to go.
All right. So when you joined, was there any obstacles that happened?
When I first joined, like
when you first went to the once you first went to National Guard, decided for National Guard, was there anything, like, how was that process?
For like the first process, honestly, it was easy because there was nothing wrong with me. I was physically fit. Well, no, I wasn't physically fit. At MEPS, technically at MEPS, I was physically fit to go to basic training, but I was not physically fit at all. I didn't have no obstacles. I didn't need no waivers for nothing or nothing like that. Just passed the ASVAB, and of course, anybody's nervous about taking the ASVAB, but I made it in. That's all I gotta say. I made it
in. That's all that matters. All right. So during the National Guard time, what did you do? Like, what is it like being National Guard? Because I'm active. Always been active. All 5 years active. So what did you do?
Nothing. Like, that's sad to say, nothing. Because like my first duty station, duty unit, whatever you want to call it, was in Georgia. It was like an hour away from because I'm from like originally, well, kind of Miami, but I'm from Georgia, kind of, because I moved here when I was 12, so I kind of more so claim Georgia.
Okay.
So I joined the Georgia National Guard. So my unit was an hour away. We didn't really do nothing. I didn't really do nothing because even though I joined in 2019, I didn't go to basic training until 2021 due to COVID. So in the National Guard is different. So, I already had like 2 years prior service.
For real?
When I went to basic training, because the National Guard,
you were just waiting.
Once you join, because I was in RSVP or something like that. I forgot it was called.
RSVP?
It's something, RSP. I was in RSP, yeah. And you just basically drill for the weekend like you regularly drill, but you don't have a unit yet.
Oh.
So I was just doing that until I went to...
it was given Weekend Warrior.
Very much. Even National Guard period is Weekend Warrior. Like, anything about National Guard is Weekend Warrior, minus the 2 weeks you go to like whatever unit duty station you go for like 2 weeks. Then
how was the pay? No pay?
No, we got paid. Yeah, we got paid. But the pay was like, it's regular pay. My specialist checks as National Guard, I think the most I made was like $300, and that paid my car note. And that was for, I mean, it's not
300?
yeah, but that's not that bad because it was for 2 days, you know?
Okay.
For like 2
Okay,
days.
300, 2 days worth of work.
Yeah, 2 days. And just be mindful, you don't really do nothing. Like, when I joined the National Guard in Arkansas, love my unit. Not trying to talk bad about y'all. We didn't do anything. Like, I didn't do anything like MOS related. So like, what, 5988s, PMCS vehicles. That's all. I didn't have no GS Army access or nothing like that. So like, we didn't really.
GS Army access. You're 92 Yankee?
Yeah, 92
okay.
Yankee.
Me too.
92 Yankee, the way to go. Okay.
Period. Bullets don't fly without supply.
Okay. So we didn't really do nothing like MOS related at all. We cleaned. We did a lot.
So y'all just showed up and did a little small stuff, and that was about it.
Yeah, showed up, did small stuff. We weren't AGR, so it's nothing really like we could do. I'm not saying National Guard is pointless because they do, like, they go on deployments there for the state, like disasters and stuff like that. But when things like that are happening, if your unit doesn't really do nothing, you're not gonna really do anything. You're just going to make an extra $300. Yeah,
that's crazy. So after 5 years of being National Guard, what pushed you to make that decision to go active? Like, what was that one thing that made you wake up and say, I'm going active today?
So by then I had moved to Arkansas, and I was kind of like by myself now, doing things by myself, adulting by yourself. And let's be honest, your parents really don't teach you nothing about growing up and adulting and trying to make a way in life. You've got to figure it out by yourself. So I was just figuring out life by myself, and it wasn't really going how I thought it was going to go. So, Army, it's stable.
Yep, stable income. Housing.
You know where to be, how to dress, they tell you everything you need to know. So it was it's just the stability of it all. So I was just like, you know what, I kind of already know what I'm getting into when it comes to Army, considering I was National Guard for 5 years. So I already know, like, how to act, who to talk to, ranks and things like that. Like, I'm not really, like, oblivious to it. And when I was in training, I did like the life. Like, it was cool. I enjoyed it. Like, honestly, like, being active duty is fun. It's what you make it. It's definitely what you make it. It's fun.
Fun is crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely what you make it. So it's
cool.
Like,
it's cool. It's all right. It's all right.
Not too much. So I was just like,
turn up. Okay. So when you went to the recruiter station to go active, what was that process like?
It was long. I started the process in October of 2023, and I got released from my unit.
So your unit, your National Guard unit has to release you.
So you have to do a conditional release.
Okay.
So you basically have to the first step is really not asking your unit. You go find a recruiter first, because they have to start the paperwork, which is, I think, the conditional release paperwork. They have to give you like a 398 or something like that. I forgot what it's called, but you have to find a recruiter first, and they start the process, and then you bring the paper to your unit, and the unit, like, starts to pack it for you and sends it up. It's hard.
So your unit could have said no.
Basically, they could have said no. But I think they said yes, because I only had like 18 months left on my contract.
Okay.
I'm about to get out anyways. Y'all want to keep me in or not? Y'all want me to still fight for this country or no?
Like,
pick one.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know.
So, and I didn't get released until I went to AT. AT is annual training for the National Guard, like I said, 2 weeks. So I got released right before I went to AT, and it was June 1st, or around
24?
Of 2024. So it took almost a year.
Dang, that's a lot.
It's a waiting game.
So now that you are active, what has been the biggest adjustment?
Running.
You telling?
Running. Man. Do you
Man.
think we PT'd National Guard side?
For your weekend? No.
No, we didn't. We will have section PT, and section PT will always consist of, for me, was going to 7 Brews and getting me a coffee.
Y'all had 7 Brew? We just got 7 Brew out here.
Arkansas has so many. I think they're established in Arkansas. So yeah, going to 7 Brews. They are very good. That's what my PT consisted of. Now I got to run all the time. And when I tell you I'm fighting for my life, I got an ACFT coming up, and I'm very nervous about it.
I'm praying for you, sis. I'm praying for you. You got it.
Because...
Is there anything about National Guard that you miss?
Uh, being able to just go home every day to your regular room, not the excuse my language, not the barracks,
Not the barracks, but
not the bees.
But now that you're active, it's like I don't know. It's nothing. I don't know. I mean, I get that you get to go back to your room, but you got to think now that you're active, you've established
a home, technically.
something for yourself.
Yeah,
like you said, you were home with your parents and you weren't really learning much. So now you're here. You have your own career.
Yeah.
You have your own money.
Yes.
You have your own life.
Yes.
You wake up and go to work every morning.
Oh my gosh.
Ain't nobody coming upstairs to wake you up. You doing this by yourself, making your own money. So this is it's life changing.
It is life changing.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm just 23. Yeah, I'm 23.
Like, think about it. Think about your friends at home that's 23. Are they doing half the stuff that you're doing?
Love y'all to death. No, they not. I don't think some of my friends could survive the military life. I'm not lying to you. Like, the amount of discipline, like, for real, that you have to have. And it's not just, like, for PTs, just in general. Like, somebody, a higher up, talking to you a way you don't want to be talked to. 9 times out of 10, you got to sit there and just let them talk because you can't really say nothing.
You got to let them win.
You got to let them win. You can't say nothing. So the amount of discipline that requires to be, like, in the Army is, like, extreme.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
So how did the active duty switch affect, like, your social life or your at-home life, personal life? Did your family feel any type of way that you just like, I'm leaving?
No, my family was very proud of me. As far as, like, my social life, you know, your friends that don't have, like, the military life, they don't really understand, like, the amount of stress the transition can be for you from, like, going to, like, basically, even though I was in the Army already, like a civilian, National Guard, I was still technically, like, in the Army. The transition from, like, a civilian to, like, active duty is, like, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard because you don't really have, like, nobody to talk to. You just get into a unit. You don't have friends.
They don't understand what we
They
go
don't
through.
understand what we're going through
at all. They just think you up and leaving.
They don't understand, like, when it comes to, like, your emotions, like, why you don't want to talk or things like that. They don't understand what you're going through. They don't understand your feelings. And you can't, like, really blame them. But at the same time, you get kind of aggravated, like, bro, like, I'm going through something right now. Like, I'm sorry that I'm not talking how I usually talk, but just let me breathe. Let me figure this life stuff out real quick.
So now that you are active, like, what are your goals for the future? What are your goals for your career?
I want to go to college.
For real?
I want to go to college, but my plan is I'm taking it a step at a time, a class at a time. I'm not going to jam pack my schedule and do 3 classes, and I'm still kind of learning my MOS still with.
Oh, so how is that? You said that National Guard, you didn't do your job.
Yeah.
So now that you're active and you're a specialist, so they're expecting you to come in, you need to know something. You can't be, we don't care that you just came from National Guard.
They don't.
And you don't know anything.
I don't.
How is that?
You got to act like you know what you're talking about.
Girl, who you telling when they ask you a question? Oh, of course.
Just act like you know what you're talking about. I'm telling you, if you just act like you know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'll just send that up. I'll get back with you. Just act like you know what you're talking about. I promise.
Confidence.
You're gonna get through it. I definitely act like I know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. But
now when they watch this, what they gonna say? Now they ain't gonna believe you. You done lost all their trust. Right here on camera. Oh my God. Anyway,
look, but I will figure it out. I promise you.
That's
I
all
will
that
figure
matters.
a step at a way. A step at a time. I will figure it out. I promise.
That's all that matters. Now, what advice would you give to someone who wants to switch from National Guard to active duty?
Make sure you really want to do it, for one, and just make sure that you have, like, a good foundation at home, like people you can talk to, because it gets hard. Because at first, when you first go there, you really don't got nobody, because you don't know nobody. So it's just you. So just make sure you really want to do it. Have a good foundation. That's all I gotta say.
Thank you so much. This was so good. All right, and this concludes this episode of the Mashup. If you like this video and you want more content like so, please like and subscribe. And let me know below what you guys want to see next. What do you guys want to learn about? MOSs you want to talk to? Just let me know. Bye.